The Malians are coming to Age of Empires 4 and they will be focusing on strong economic play, making gold and spending gold, and prefer strategic hit and run tactics with their unique infantry units instead of prolonged military battles. Welcome ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking a look at the new DLC content, the Malian civilizations today, and in Age of Empires 4, the civilization of the Malians spans the years from the pre-imperial Mali Empire period in the 11th century CE to the early 16th century CE. Uniting from a collection of independent kingdoms, the Malian civilization coalesced into one of the most influential West African empires in history, as well as one of the richest trading nations of all time. I'm super excited to introduce the Malians, take a closer look. We've had a look at the Ottomans already. If you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link to that at the end of this video. You just click the right end card screen. Boop, on the screen there, it will come up later on. But playing the Malians in Age of Empires 4, the civilization of the Malians leverages their influence and economic prowess to empower their civilization on the road to victory. They are able to construct pit mines on top of gold deposits to automatically generate a steady stream of gold over time, and it can invest that gold back into their unique cattle food source. That's super interesting. It almost sounds like the Ovu for the Mongol civilization generating that stone. But it'd be interesting to see how quickly they can actually get that gold deposit. And is it something additional? Can they still mine that gold with villagers? I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to find out. But interesting, they also make reference to a unique cattle food source. I don't know. It could be something like the hunting cabin, or maybe like the high trade house that the Roos get. They automatically spawn deer. Maybe they get that with the cattle food source with the Malians. Be interesting to find out. Through their military units, the Malians skew towards those looking for gameplay that focuses on ambush or hit and run style combat, avoiding lengthy battles whenever possible because of their lack of heavy armor. So that's interesting. Maybe it's going to be a relatively aggressive civilization like the Mongols with a lot of micro-intensive kind of battles. And I mean, it'll be interesting to see how they fare up against the turtle civilizations, the ones that can boom and have big battles. But of course, we'll have to see the civilization in more detail. But let's take a look at the units, because this is where it becomes interesting. All right, now hopefully I pronounced this all correctly, but we've got the Musofadi warrior. The Musofadi warrior is a female warrior who excels at ambush and stealth tactics. Their lower health and armor are offset by their high speed and damage, supporting their hit and run ambush style of combat. This is where the micro comes in. We've seen it with other units where, having that movement speed could duck in, dive out, get those hits. This could be a really interesting in Age of Empires 4 competitive play. And then we have the Javelin Thrower. The Javelin Thrower is a skilled skirmisher that replaces the crossbowman for the Malians. Holy moly, that's interesting. So that's going to be kind of a unit that's going to be taking out knights and camels and like armored units, man-at-arms maybe. As an excellent counter to ranged units. Oh, actually, maybe not. They're a counter to ranged unit. I should have finished reading on, but yeah. As an excellent counter to ranged units, they deal bonus damage and have additional range when compared to archers. Oh, now that'd be really interesting to see how they compare to longbowmen, because of course for the English, the longbowmen have longer range than archers. Will the Javelin Thrower be able to throw even more than longbows can shoot? Probably not. I wouldn't have thought so, but who knows? We'll have to see. Maybe it's got the same sort of distance as the longbowman. But I'm a little bit concerned about the fact it's going to replace the crossbowman, because then how do they counter the heavy armored units? Maybe it's the Donso. Let's take a look. The Donso is the anti-cavalry hunter warrior. Well, there you go. There you go. We're going to have the Donso. I feel like this is the real replacement for the crossbowman, really. But anyway, the Donso is the anti-cavalry hunter warrior of the Malians, charging into battle with their spear and shield. They're also equipped with a javelin, which enables ranged combat and is automatically thrown at the target when not in melee combat. That's interesting. This is going to be a dual function unit. It's got sort of melee and long distance range for heavy, well, the anti-cavalry hunter. But still, I mean, how will they counter the man-at-arms? That's going to be interesting, because it's going to be anti-cavalry. If the crossbowmen are going to be replaced by skirmishers, I'm not too sure. We're going to have a closer look at that when the civilization comes out, that's for sure. But in Age 1, the Malians see a boost to their early economy and research thanks to open pit mines. Using their early gold generation to their advantage, they are able to afford more tech earlier than other civilizations. The Donso, a powerful unique unit, can help fend off early threats the Malians might face as they explore the unknown. In Age 2, the Malians can expand their trade routes with the new toll outposts, which generate additional gold for passing caravans. The Musofadi warrior becomes available, giving the Malians a new avenue for early raiding on opponents while expanding their empire. So it could be a trading civilization. Well, it is going to be a trading civilization, so pretty good for team games perhaps. We shall see. In Age 3, using their accelerated resources, can start producing units en masse via their gold barracks landmark Hang on a minute. Gold Barracks landmark, giving timely reinforcements to expand their hit-and-run raiding and ambushes. Expand technologies for the Sofa Horsemen, Archers, and Donso means even more tools to put pressure on their opponents. This is sounding like a very aggressive civilization, has to be said. For Archers, the unique upgrade Poisoned Arrows becomes available, causing arrows to inflict additional damage over time. Oh, so it's going to be like a legacy attack. So you attack and leaves a bit of damage. If you get hit, you're going to be, you can't just run away. Well, you can, but you'll be still suffering some damage. Interesting. H4, Malians can start creating global buffs through their Gryot landmark, giving the player different options to increase their economy, additional firepower to add to their siege attacks, or increase their military production to further hit their opponents from all directions. So it's a bit of customization with this 4th age landmark. Pretty interesting. The Musofadi gunner also joins the fray. Musofadi gunner, I guess it's kind of like a hand cannoneer maybe. Well, let's have a look. Giving the Malians another deadly force, making use of stealth. Stealth, well, I mean, what are we talking about here? Are we talking stealth in terms of, I mean, how's that going to work? That's an interesting mechanic. I mean, will it be invisible? I don't know. Can't be, right? We shall find out. Maybe when the... I don't think we'll give any details about that until the Civ comes out, maybe. I don't know. We have to keep our eyes peeled. Through their own unique ability, they're able to activate stealth for a short period of time, even outside of stealth forests. Well, there we are. I should have just kept reading. That's exactly it. They've got a stealth, like, activated ability. That's super interesting. And going to be great for micro, that's for sure. Well, I mean, that's a good look at the Malian civilization. I'm really excited about the civilization. Going to be lots of micro involved. I'm going to be covering the other civilization, the Ottomans as well. So if you haven't clicked that video or haven't seen that video, click the right end card screen now. And I'll be covering all sorts of updates for this new DLC. Hope you guys enjoyed this content. If you do think about subscribing to the channel if you want some more of this kind of stuff. Take care and see you next time.